Hey everybody, this is another gnarly lesson time, and what I want to talk about today is what is Project Nessie. Now, Project Nessie is a open source project building a open source catalog, primarily for Apache Iceberg tables. But it doesn't just track your Iceberg tables, which is phenomenal. Great to have an open source catalog, making it easy to take your Apache Iceberg tables to the storage or compute that you'd like. But what makes Project Nessie unique is that it introduces catalog versioning, Git-for-Data. These are different ways you can kind of think of this. And essentially what it does is that it is in the same way that your Apache Iceberg table is tracking its own snapshots of the state of the table. Project Nessie is tracking snapshots or commits that cover the state of the catalog, meaning the names of the different tables that are in the catalog with their current reference. Okay, so basically you're tracking the changes in those references over time. And this allows you to have many of the benefits you would normally get with like branching and tagging in Git or even at the table level with Apache Iceberg, but get them at a catalog level. And what's nice about the catalog level abstraction is that the catalog level abstraction covers multiple tables. So that allows you to achieve these things across multiple tables. So again, here, just to show you a quick example, okay, you have some sort of query engine tool that supports a Nessie catalog, communicate with the Nessie catalog to do transactions. So originally we have let's say our initial commit, which has currently our catalog has table A and table B, both at their initial snapshot. Okay. And what we do is we create a branch. Essentially what you're doing is you're creating an alternating path of commits. So in this case, what happens is that now on the ETL branch, instead of our main branch, our production branch, we have essentially a reference to that same commit, which again has both tables at snapshot 1. So now let's say we update table B. Well, that creates a new commit, and now there's a new snapshot of the catalog that now has table B at snapshot 2. But if one of your users, one of your production users were to query the table, they would still see table B at snapshot 1 because those changes are not yet published. They're not part of your main branch. So you can continue, so you as a data engineer can continue doing your ingestion work, doing data validation, doing whatever work you may want to be doing here in this isolated branch. And when that work is complete, you can then merge, and then in that production branch, everything will be fast forwarded for each table to the snapshot, to whatever their current snapshot should be, basically essentially publishing it as one simultaneous transaction. So you're achieving multi-table transactions, but also those transactions can be across many transactions over time because all those intermediate transactions are isolated on this branch. So in general, you get many benefits from using versioning as a practice. So you might have noticed with like Git and other things, such as isolation, being able to isolate that work somewhere where it's not going to interfere with your production users. No copying experimentation. So essentially when you create a branch, it's almost like creating a copy without actually creating a copy. Okay, I can edit that copy without interrupting what everybody else is doing, but I'm not duplicating the data. Okay, you get multi-table transactions. Again, I can publish those changes to multiple tables at the same time. Rollbacks, I can go back in time and roll back my catalog to time before maybe a mistake happened or a job failed. Reproducibility, you can tag commits. So if you wanted to tag like the commit at the end of every month, that way you can always easily have a consistent definition of what the end of last month's data is. You can do that. You can, again, isolate consistency, quality, and data validation work. You get all these benefits. But with Nessie specifically, you get additional benefits because it's at the catalog level. So again, everything's happening at that multi-table catalog level when you branch, merge, tag, not at an individual table level like what's already built into Apache Iceberg. It's open source. Okay, so again, you have full visibility of the code. You have the ability to customize it. You have the ability to contribute to the project. Okay, you can also get a cloud managed service, formerly known as Dremio Arctic. Now, just the integrated catalog is part of Dremio's Lakehouse management features. It is cloud agnostic, okay, meaning it doesn't matter. Nessie itself doesn't care what cloud you use, okay, in the sense that if you want to store your data in Azure, AWS, Google, it doesn't matter. Okay, it is also storage agnostic. If you want to use object storage versus Hadoop storage, Nessie itself does not care. It's only tracking the references to where the data exists. It's really more incumbent on the engine to understand how to communicate with the particular cloud or storage that you're using. Nessie just cares that you're updating it with the changes to your table snapshots. And Nessie has built-in access control and cleanup features. Okay. These are even easier to use when you use the cloud managed Dremio integrated catalog that builds in a lot of these features, automates a lot of these features, and giving you a much nicer UI for interacting with a lot of these features. But again, you can deploy an open source deployment of Nessie and manage that catalog on your own. And it has the features you need to clean up and manage the controls of that catalog. So that way you can sit there and say, hey, certain users can only have access to certain branches and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Again, that's Nessie. It's a catalog for Iceberg that provides you sort of Git-for-Data catalog versioning features.